Alright, you guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ryan Phipps, and it is my current mission to mentor driven young adults to a successful future by using fitness as the gateway. I have a very special video for you guys cooked up today, and what I'm going to be going over specifically is a topic that hits very close to home for me. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys the ultimate guide to gaining lean muscle without gaining excess body fat. And before we dive into the 3 critical steps to achieving a lean physique, I want to start off with a little bit of a story. When I was growing up, I played soccer, and I was really skinny, and I never really had to have that much muscle for soccer specifically. So it wasn't until the later years of high school that I really even considered myself that skinny. But I remember one day a girl came up to me, wrapped her fingers around my wrist, and had made a comment about how small it was, which wasn't necessarily a big deal at the time, but this was in a later year of high school. So at this point, I'd actually started to weightlift a little bit, started to get into the gym. And at this point, I was seeing some results, packing on a little bit of muscle. And I remember sitting on the bus next to that same girl, and she made a comment about how my shoulders were growing. And from there, I was hooked. Any young guy knows there's no going back from there. But in all seriousness, I know how it feels to feel too skinny and not necessarily have anybody be able to relate to you. Sometimes when you start to talk about it, people will be like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that problem. Or that must be nice to just be able to eat whatever you want. But after training thousands of people as a personal trainer, starting my own online fitness coaching business to help young adults gain lean muscle, I know that feeling insecure in your body is feeling insecure in your body no matter where you're starting from. It doesn't really matter if you're overweight or underweight. And guys, look, I've been overweight, I've been underweight, and I've been lean, and I would choose lean every single time. So let's dive into the first of the 3 steps on how you can build a lean athletic physique without gaining the unwanted or excessive fat that so often paralyzes people from taking that first step. Step number 1 is to realize you don't just need to eat everything in sight for the sake of calories. Again, we're so used to hearing just eat more, but eating a ton of low quality food consistently for the sake of calories is exactly how I packed on this much body fat. Now, I did this on purpose. I was doing an experiment on fat loss, and in order to do that, I needed to gain body fat at first, but the reverse is still true. I gained fat by just saying, screw it, I need calories. But for you, what this means is that a smaller surplus that prioritizes high quality food will result in lean gains. And no, this doesn't mean that you can't enjoy foods that you love, but the majority of your food should come from high quality food. Something that I teach all of the young adults that I work with to do in their transformation process is how to fit in foods that they genuinely love and enjoy into their quote-unquote dieting routines. And I put quotes there because really what I do is I teach them how to understand nutrition so there's no more fear around fitting in foods that they love because we actually factor that into the plan. For example, in my most recent lean bulk, what I've been doing is I have 1 to 2 planned overfeedings a week before my back days. And if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some of these already. But I'll have massive bowls of pasta and cheesecake and then go hit an insane back workout the next morning because I know how to fit my favorite foods into my diet and how to actually structure my nutrition approach week to week so that my body is using that extra food as fuel. And that's why in my most recent lean bulk, I'm clearly seeing visible back changes, in part because I'm utilizing these overfeedings as a tool. Moving on to tip number 2. Even though you're in a surplus, I want you to keep doing some cardio. Yes, even on a bulk. Doing some cardio is going to be beneficial for reasons that aren't just related to burning calories. 2 of those reasons are your digestion and your cardiovascular fitness. Digestion is going to be so important as you're eating higher amounts of high quality calories. And again, so often the athletes that I work with inside of my program who want to gain muscle come into the program saying they're not hungry. We get them moving consistently several times a week. We get them eating consistently several times a week. And within a matter of a couple weeks, all the athletes who said that they weren't hungry in the morning, weren't able to eat that much food, wake up absolutely starving because we're teaching their bodies to use food as fuel, priming their metabolism, and building lean muscle, meaning that they're going to require more calories to simply exist, leaving them in a state which truly is the best of both worlds because they're leaner and able to eat more foods now, and they're going to require more overfeedings the leaner that they get. So to keep it super simple, they're leaner, they need more food to simply exist, they need more food that they enjoy to see results. And continuing to do some cardio even while in a surplus is going to be critical so you can push your working sets in the gym extremely hard. Again, going back to the time when I gained body fat on purpose, I completely stopped doing cardio, and as a result, my digestion and my cardiovascular fitness went to complete shit. Doing a set of squats felt like running a mile, which isn't good if you're trying to grow your legs. And look, you don't even need to go crazy on cardio. 15 to 20 minutes of incline walking after your sessions is more than enough. Or even just taking digestion walks outside. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I take a couple walks a day, and one of the biggest reasons I do that, other than just to clear my head, is for digestion. And step number 3 is you need to be patient. Eating in a smaller surplus means it'll take a little bit longer to gain the lean muscle that you want, but the muscle that you do gain as a result result of your patients will be lean. And a couple extra things just to speed up the process are going to be consistency, meal timing and structure, and making sure that you're progressively overloading in the gym as well. Far too often, and I remember doing this myself as well at the start of my fitness journey, we think that we're being consistent in eating a lot of food, but really we're just eating a little bit more than normal 2 or 3 times a week. We're not really following a meal plan. We're not tracking calories or anything like that. So you eat a lot for a couple of days, you notice the scale spike, you get all excited, and then you miss a meal and all of a sudden the next day you're down 3 or 4 pounds, wondering what the hell just happened. You need to be consistent in the nutrition approach that you're following. The reason that the athletes I work with gain lean muscle so quickly is because we're able to measure all of their nutritional data. Every single day, every single week, we can go through exactly how much food that they're eating, exactly what their macronutrients look like. So we can say, hey, Ryan, I noticed that you're under eating a little bit on this day. What's going on? You know, we need a couple extra 100 calories here. Here's a snack with the exact amount of protein that you need. Let's start getting that in every day, and I guarantee you'll start to see results. And before you know it, they follow the plan, their weight's shooting up, and they're unrecognizable. And I like to touch on meal timing and structure a little bit too, because so often the young adults who enter my program tell me they're just eating more and trying to gain weight, which isn't really that good of an approach, because whether we like it or not, whether we want to track it or not, our bodies care how many calories we're getting every day and what our macros look like. Reaching your calorie goal and hitting your macros consistently is going to be the key to transforming. And if you don't know what your macros and calories look like day to day, that's going to be pretty hard to do. And again, just to briefly touch on meal timing, that's so important, because the last thing you want is to be in a situation where you end the day with 1,300 calories left to eat before midnight. So you're eating a ton of low quality foods and you just mess up your digestion for the next day. And following a training program that promotes proper progressive overload is so important, because if you just go into the gym without proper progressive overload, meaning you're just training hard, not tracking sets and reps, not actually progressing using the data that you can see, you're much more likely to hit a plateau even if you're eating perfectly. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for your time. And if you could share this video with a friend who's struggling to gain lean muscle, it would mean the world to me. Again, it is my mission to mentor driven young adults to a successful future by using fitness as the gateway. And as always, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching where I'll walk you through these key principles myself, click the link down below, because I have 3 more spots left for this month for driven young adults looking to pack on lean muscle without gaining excessive fat, so we can get you feeling confident in your body in time for this summer.